What's up, YouTube? I thought I would do a video journal, just talking about my first week of my first ever internship, or my first ever job working in the field that I am majoring in. So I did keep a journal right here, so I just wrote a little bit about every week. So I'll open this real quick just to refresh myself. So the first day, obviously I met everybody. So the PM, the superintendent, the project engineer. We're working on a school, so there's not too many actual people working for the company I'm working for, but we still have to talk to the superintendent, the police officers, because they gotta do security for the school, and also the groundskeeping crew. So it's kind of cool to see all the working parts, all the people, even on I wouldn't say it's a small project because it's a pretty big high school, one of the biggest actually I've ever seen, but I can see that would definitely be a lot smaller than, say, an industrial site or a commercial site. So that day I also did closeout logs, which is something that I actually didn't know what it was at first. So it's basically you just are telling the companies what attic stocks they need to provide, and also I went over the punch list this week. And since I don't know much about the project because I just got on it this week, the superintendent kind of walked me through it, and he told me what a company had already done and what a company hadn't already done. So I would just adjust it through BIM, which is information software that construction companies use all the time. Let's see here. So the rest of the days was just sitting in on meetings, and this was good to do because, like I said, about seeing all the moving parts, all the people that you had to talk to, this is where all the talking with the people actually happened. Also, I forgot to mention the architect and the civil engineer because we're also doing a parking lot on the high school. And so it's just a lot of sitting around, a lot of meetings. And the sitting around really, affects me mentally because it gives me a lot of time to think, and when I think, I just start going through all these different paths. At 18 years old right now, it's really easy for me to question the decisions that I'm making, thinking that a decision I make right now is committing me to the life that decision has to offer. So when I think I'm majoring in construction, I think I can only do construction. I'll never be able to do anything else, which I know isn't true when I really talk it out loud and speak my mind out loud. But when you're actually living in it, it's hard to not think that way. So with me sitting around this past week, with the addition of the work that I did, I want to stress that it was a lot of sitting around because it's my first week. I don't know everything about the project. I'm an intern. I'm not just going to hand me off something big and important because, okay, I studied for 1 year of college. That's not going to get me anywhere near where I need to be yet. So boring starts to make you question if you're making the right decisions in life. Should I have even went to college? Should I have started being a laborer right away so that I actually know how to do all this stuff by the time I get to this role? A lot of moving parts. I know there's a lot of different ways to skin a cat, but that's what I think about. And some of you guys might not know this about me, but soccer is a massive, it hurts to say was a massive part of my life. The only way I would define success was through soccer and sport and practicing soccer and testing out what I worked on in the games. And so then I start thinking about that. Should I have sacrificed soccer? Should I have given up soccer, which was the one thing that I truly loved in this world? Should I have given it up to pursue sitting, or right now how I see it, sitting around? And obviously I still don't know. That's why I'm making this journal, because I'll watch this back eventually, and I hope you guys get value out of this, but I'll watch it back eventually and think, yeah, it was worth it. Hopefully I don't want to have regrets. I'm 18, I shouldn't have regrets yet, but a good part of me does regret not having played college soccer. And another part of me, why I keep saying I regret, it's because one part of me is trying to kill that dream, because, I mean, to think about it, it caused a lot of pain. And I'm only a freshman. I still could do it. That's what makes me think about it so much. The door's not closed yet. I played soccer all my life. 1 year break could not stop me. And I really want to learn how to speak Spanish, which will help me in the construction field. But it's like, I could also work hard and try to play overseas where I can learn another language. I'm not talking about Premier League. I'm talking about the smaller leagues that they have, and living a life of being financially unstable, which obviously sounds like a really bad idea, and then the life of being financially stable, which right now is what I interpret as a boring life. So I'm sure I'm going to stay on the path that I'm currently on, because that is what makes the most logical sense to me. But I thought I would just voice all this out here so that if somebody else is having these questionings of what they're doing with their life, they could watch this and know that somebody's in the same boat as them. So that's really all the thoughts that I have right now. I hope it didn't come off as a ramble. I hope it was understandable. I hope I made a good point, but I was just spitballing there and really just talking what I would have wrote in this book today. So, yeah, I hope you guys have a good night. I gotta go to bed because I have work tomorrow. And peace.